Hi, how are you all? I'm Dr. M. Kamakshi. I'm both open source software evangelist and a full stack software developer. I use R Python for my software development. Often I also indulge in Java based applications like JavaScript, jQuery or something like that. This is one of my videocasts which belongs to a series of presentations, and this series belongs to a particular topic called data science and applications using Python. And now today in this video I'm going to show you how to deal with a very essential topic, that is about operators. In my previous videos I've explained very basic or fundamental aspects of Python, such as how to create integer or something like that. I mean string, decimal, number, something like that. Excuse me, I'll come back because that is not sufficient to work with Python. You need to know. I'm explaining as how to create this. Suppose if I use clear. I don't know if I have clear in my workspace or yeah, clear is there. Suppose if I create an object just like this, and now we are indirectly, without knowing to ourselves, we are performing an action. That is, I'm creating an object. That is the first point. Second thing is, I'm trying to save a value which is an integer. Suppose if you go and use type x, it will let you know whether it is integer, float, or anything, whatever it is. But the very important point is I'm using a notation or a symbol which is equals or equal to. Now this symbol is not a simple special character just like you find at the top of your keyboard. This is called an assignment parameter operator. This is called an assignment operator. Like that, there are many assignment operators. There are many types of operators, and by any chance, if you would like to study operators, there is a lot of information online. You don't need to go to any college or sit in a classroom to know that operators in Python, something like that. Now you'll get scores of websites. You just need to select one of the websites which is best for you, and then you can just go through the material. You see here there is a list of operators. There are some. I don't know if you have any documentation on. Let me tutorial. You have operator here? I don't know. I have to search for operators. I think you don't have operators in this Python official documentation. You see here there are different types of operators. Arithmetic operators, they are known as arithmetic operators, comparison operators, Python assignment operators. Now this particular symbol which we are using here is an assignment operator. So whether you know or not, it doesn't matter, but you are using a particular operator to accomplish your work or task in Python editor. In this case we are using ideally as editor. Now there are bitwise operators or logical operators. There are membership, identity, and other precedence operators, something like that. There is a description here. Suppose if you are creating an object x by saving a value 4, and let me mind you, when you are performing this action, you are creating a variable. X is a variable. These are all fundamental aspects in Python. Let me take you to one more. Let me see if you have any. I'm sorry, I have a proxy in my workplace. I'm creating these videos. Yeah. See here you have a list like arithmetic operators. You have a detailed description here. This is a table which shows you arithmetic operators. You have quite a few arithmetic operators here. You can read a little bit of introduction to each operator. Just like plus is an arithmetic operator where you perform addition. Minus symbol is an arithmetic operator we use to perform subtraction. Something like division. This is a division, a simple division where and this is floor division. and they are specifically meant for, suppose if you come here and try to do, let me clear this. Okay, and I think I cannot use 50 because it goes, suppose if I use 4 divided by 2, now you got 2 2s are 4, something like this is a quotient. Now the same 4, when you perform floor division, you will get the remainder. 2 2s are 4, something like that. I think you are not getting remainder, you are getting the same. Okay, you will get the remainder. You study what is the purpose of the float division, anyway that, and this is the modulus. Yeah, this is the remainder, modulus. This is a float division. Float division is yeah, it is a division which returns the integer, not the decimal. Suppose if I divide with 2, now I will get the integer, but not the, actually the result should be 2.5, right? When you go for 5 divided by 2, now this is actually a special privilege that we have in Python. You don't need to do complex activities in order to achieve this. This is just a simple operation in Python. Now if you want to get the remainder, 5% symbol 2 or 5% L2, something like this. This is what is the remainder. 2 2s are 4. When you subtract the 4 from the 5, you will get the remainder 1. So this way you can understand all this assignment. There are examples here, and there is a set of operators called relational operators. Now is it x greater than y? Now if your statement is true, then you will get, suppose you got x2 and y4. By the way, I am using assignment operator, which is equal to symbol, in order to create variables in my environment or workspace. Now is it x greater than y? No, it is false. Is it y greater than x? Now this seems to be silly when we are performing all these actions, but they're all very very important, and this series is meant for students and other my fellow community members who are struggling to learn Python basics. Now I do deal with advanced activities, not in this series but in another series. This is just meant for fundamentals and basics. Now these things are very much without understanding these fundamentals, it is not possible for us to perform advanced activities. So we need to know the fundamentals or basics. That's very. Now this is a boolean check, like it will return a boolean or parameter. If it is true, then true, or something like that. You can also make use of a couple of other functions like if and for in order to evaluate these statements, and that comes when we are into developing the modules. Okay, that I will talk later. Now you have a set of operators called logical operators. They are called and, or, not, something like this. Now the beauty of Python is that you can use these English words as it is in your code. You don't need to use special symbols, just like, and it is also there. You can also make use of special symbols. I think you should be having that. No, they're called bitwise operators. This is and, bitwise or, bitwise not, bitwise XOR. This is used most of the time for bitwise right shift or left shift, something like that. Now apart from that, we also have a special provision to check logic in our program by using a couple of special commands called and, or, not, something like that. Now what I do, I try to create 2 variables. That is, x is going to be true. This is you see the color of true is different now. Suppose if I use tru true, now this is user value. This is something a special statement reserved by the language for some special activities. So true is a boolean value, and this is the way we write true, assign a boolean value to a particular variable in this fashion. Now x is true, it is a boolean variable, is a variable in which we have a boolean value. Now y is equal to false. This is another no. Now let us say x and y. Now it is false because AND rule evaluates the condition that either of these or any one of these conditions should be both of these variables must be true. Suppose if I have y as true, now same, let's check. Now it is true because x is true and y is true. Suppose if x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 2, then it gives something like that, or something like that. Okay, let me not make my discourse into a a difficult one or a complex discourse. And now let us check x, y is, now I'll take it back to false, x or y. Now I think you can guess it should be true. Why? Because any one of these variables must be true in order to check OR logic. For AND logic, so both of them should be true, otherwise the result will be false. And we'll be using this logic in our programs. When you are, if x, is it x not y? Yes, true. I think it's not going to happen now. Oh yeah, not x, it is not x, not x is true, false, and not y is true. Why? Because y is already false. So something like that. If I mean, I didn't discuss if I can use if to explain more and more about this. Not. Now let's go to this particular bitwise operators. Now suppose if you have my x is equal to, if it is true, and y is equal to false, then you can do something like, you can just print some information here. I'm not using if, and it is not possible for me. Is it x true and y false? False? Is not false? It is not true. Is it x true, y false? Yes, I think. And false. Yeah, we are using AND rule here. So AND rule, both of them must be this is the other way of using using rules in logic. Okay, the same thing. Is it x equal to true, or is something like pipe? I think we should use pipe. Yes, correct. Y is equal to false. Is it that true? False. Both of them are going to be false. Bitwise operators or and false, something like this. Okay, so I don't like to boggle my beat my head further. You can. This is bitwise x. This is not going to work anyway. So let us leave this operators. Bitwise operators I'll take care of this in my later video. You have kind of, if a is 10 and b is 4, a and b. So let's see, and that is going to a and b going to print 0, a or b going to print 14. Not a is going to print minus 11, and I don't know how this is going to be, but anyway, leave it. Let us not waste our time on this. Now there is an assignment operators. I'm keep using these operators right from the beginning of my lecture, and this is how, suppose you have a value in y and value in z, and you can save the sum of these two values in a separate object called x, and we need to use assignment operator. Yeah, these are interesting things. Suppose you have some value in x, and now x plus is equal to 1. Let's see what's going to happen. X is going to be 3, which means we added 1 to existing value 2, and that is saved in x. X minus is equal to 1. Now x is going back to 2, and same thing applies to multiplication and division. X multiplied by 2. Now 2 2s are 4. Now x is 4, something like that. And this is how assignment operators are used. And there is last, I think, special operators. Is not, that is really a great thing. Is it x is equal to y? X is y. False. Now x is 2, y is 2. Is it x is y? True. Now this is something like this. Same thing we can also accomplish by using is equal to 2 times. And now you got membership operators, and yeah, in and in. This is a fantastic and beautiful thing. You have a statement, and you got a dictionary, and I didn't speak anything about dictionaries till now. Now print g in x, something like that. The result is going to be true. Print Greeks not in x. Now the result is going to be true because the small g is not there. It is a capital G, cap z, something like g. 3 in y. Yes, it is going to be true. And b in y, it is going to be true. False. There is no b in y because it is a key. B is a key, whereas b is a value here. So it is false. Something like this. So that's all about the operators now. I think did we speak identity operators and membership operators here? I think you should be having this here, not there. Membership Python 2 example operators precedence, that is identity operators, membership operators, and the same thing like X in list in not in, that is membership operators, and the operator, there is an identity operator anyway, that's so let me not okay. Now this is all about operators, and this way you can understand how to deal with creating variables or objects in Python editor. This is for now today, and thanks for watching this video, and keep watching my channel. Subscribe to my video channel. Stay tuned for new content. Thank you very much. Thanks again.